Hi, welcome back to another rendition of This Is Us, and I'm here with our good friend Abby, and I'm blessed to have her in my house today. It just so happened that she showed up and graces us with her presence while Steph was randomly leaning out to the orthodontist, and she said, "Oh, I got some time. I'll swing by." So I convinced her that she needed to do a video with me. As embarrassed as she wants to be, I think she's a fantastic example of why this is an important video series to all of us. So before I get into it, Abby, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for putting me in here.
Thank you for putting on a spot right away.
I just came to watch you.
I know,
right?
she's so modest, but it's a great example of why you should be on this show. And I wanted to ask you, you and I discussed that you had leukemia.
Yes.
And it was, why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I was diagnosed with leukemia in 2014 June. So leukemia is pretty much it's cancer, blood cancer, cancer of blood. See,
Yeah, no, don't worry about it at all. Just talking to me.
So I was diagnosed in June, so I was pretty much in and out of hospital for pretty much 6 months. Got through chemo. I'm seeing the same. I was seeing the same doctor that you're seeing now.
Yeah.
Great one. Then after that, I went to Med City, Dallas. So I was there 5 weeks of straight in the hospitalization, getting chemo. I went through pretty bad times there.
Yeah. I mean, this girl is gonna go through. She's gonna go through. She went through way worse than I'm going to have to. I have to go in and take a pill and get irradiated. She had to go in and have pick lines and stay in the hospital for weeks on end. And she's look how modest she is about it, because she's like, well, I had to go into the hospital. You had an infection in your PICC line.
Yeah.
And it's deadly.
Yes.
And you're a nurse at Medical Center Plano with Steph. I remember when you were going through chemo and you had such short hair, and I thought you were beautiful then. So I can't imagine that now. I see it, I'm like, wow, she's even more beautiful. The things that you had to go through with the PICC line is your nursing experience really played into that, because you knew what the signs and symptoms were before they were cropping up.
Yes.
So you knew what you had a 104 temperature you mentioned. You were able to distinguish things like that you normally wouldn't have seen.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Well, I had a low grade fever at home, and I knew I need to go to the hospital, because when you don't have any, you are neutropenic or any, minimal, like even low grade fever is high, so you need to go. So by the time in 2 hours I checked my temperature, it was 1 or 2 at home. So I just packed my stuff. I told my mom, I said I need to go to the hospital now, and then I didn't have any ride because my sister just had a baby. Waiting on my brother-in-law from work, coming from work. I was feeling so bad that I might have to call an ambulance. Then luckily he showed up. We went there. I didn't even go to the front desk. I just went past there, and I said, I need to see Katie. She's my PA. I mean my doctor's PA. So I told her I have 104 fever, because by the time I went, it was 104. And they just jumped and put me in the room, and then started
ice bags and
mostly the blood cultures, and then tried to ask me questions. I was pretty much half
out the door.
Like,
you're half out the door.
I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna go in the septic shock and die? Because we see at the hospital, and I was like, okay, leukemia is not gonna kill me, but maybe I will die from this.
You're right.
So because I knew that I'm having infection, and I was telling them pull my PICC line.
Yeah. So you knew because your experience that the PICC line was a source of infection.
Yes.
So
Because I
you
didn't
had
have
to
any
pull
other
that.
symptoms, no
Yeah.
diarrhea, no UTI symptoms, any other symptoms. So I knew that that's causing from PICC line.
Right. So you were able to persevere through that.
Right.
You were just able to power through it, and by the grace of God, you were able to make through. And I'm so glad you're here because you're now how many years?
3 years. Yes.
3 years. Yes, 3 years free of leukemia. So just to throw it out there, 3 years leukemia, and you gotta be your own what's it called, your own proponent for your care.
Yes.
It's just that important. When you see something that's wrong, you have to take action, whether you can get the doctors to believe you or not. So now let's move to the fun stuff.
Yes.
You're now engaged to get married?
Yes. I am.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, she's off the mark. I told you that I wouldn't make this awkward, but I really do appreciate it. The honesty, because it's important to see survivors. It's important for everyone to know that you may be given a bad deal, but you could survive this. You possibly could have died multiple times, but because of your perseverance and your audacity, you just didn't give up, and it's a testimony to who you are as a person. And I'm so glad to have met you. I, I bow in your existence because you really do give me the encouragement to, yeah, I've got a glioblastoma. They said 1.5 years tops, but then after that it's a crapshoot. Well, challenge accepted. 1.5 years. Well, how about 2 years? How about 3 years? It's not unheard of. It's not heard of, but it's not unheard of, and that's what gives me so much hope. Is the stories I hear from everyday people, and that's why I call this everyday people. You don't think of yourself as a hero, but you really are. You really are a hero to a lot of people out there, and you can give hope there where there once maybe was not a glimmer of hope. And that's why I wanted to have you on here. When I thought of it, originally Abby just came over to hang out with me for a little bit, and we were just sitting there chit chatting, and I was like, "You're the perfect person to have on my show." And so it just clicked. So I want to thank you very much for having me as a guest, and for being gracious enough to share your story, because it's incredible, and I wish you the best of luck. You have anything else to say?
Yes, personally, I'm so happy that you're thinking positive. You will keep going. That's what kept me going. And eating a lot, staying, exercise.
I'm so full. I'm so full every time.
Positive, happy. Yes.
Yeah. You know what? That's all I can do is I just have to keep that positive attitude, because I wake up every morning, every nap that I wake up from, I just it's funny, I go woo. And I don't know why, but it's because I'm just so elated that I woke up. I woke up today, and I woke up from that nap, and there might be a time when I don't, but I won't know. So anytime I do wake up, it's like, woo! Oh, okay. I'm laughing about that, but it's kind of funny. It's you get a little teary-eyed, because you think, well, why do I deserve to wake up from this nap? But then again, I deserve to wake up from this nap so I can share this kind of story with you. I could do this kind of thing with you, and I was just so elated to have you on my show. Um, and now the camera has decided to quit on us. It doesn't quick, but it goes into standby. Um, the well, I guess that's it. Unless you really have anything
No,
else to say?
I'm taking leukemia as a blessing so that I appreciate my life and my family, supporters
That's
every day.
yeah,
And yes,
and
that's like when you go
that's
through that phase, like, nothing else is worse than what you already went through. So I like to help, and encourage people who are going through this. And I'm here to support you 100%.
yeah.
And you're going to fight this.
Absolutely, and it was support from people like you. That's what makes it so much easier. That's what gives me hope because you know I've been given a second chance on life. I wasn't killed in an accident. I wasn't killed in some tragedy. I was given a blessing in the fact that I can do as much good as I possibly could. I can share these stories with all my friends and family, um, and we can get a message out there that there's hope, and there's this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. So I want to thank Abby very much. If you guys can all like and subscribe to the video channel and the YouTube channel, there's a bell in the upper right hand corner. Amy Malinowski is the guru at like and subscribe. She has put up a number of little tidbits on how to find it. That will boost my rating and allow us to get this message of hope out there. So, do you remember what the catchphrase is? Let's make it a great day.
I'm like, what?
Let's. I put you on the spot there. Let's make it a great day, everybody. All right. Thank you so much. Goodbye.